What's going on, YouTube? Now I'm making a video. The Spurs will destroy the Timberwolves in 4 games, maybe 5, depending on how they play. Now, for the Timberwolves to even have a chance, they need to Randall needs to guard up Wemby straight up at the 3-point line, and then he gotta force Wemby to drive the ball to the paint. Because if Wemby drives the ball to the paint, he kicks it out to like Castle, Fox, Vassell, and all of them and get them going. And that's usually how the Spurs kill other teams that a lot of people don't realize. When Wemby, they always think like, oh, Wemby's killing it, Wemby's in it. No, he kills it on the defensive end. On the offensive end, they allow him to get to the paint so where he can like dunk. He's pretty fragile in the paint, so sometimes he misses the mid-range shot, so sometimes he kicks it out, which is good like that. But sometimes when he is making his 3-point shots, that's a big danger. That's a big no-no. That is what we can't have on his offensive end. You saw his first game that he had. He was going crazy from 3 in that first game of the series, and once he was hitting those threes, it was over. The game was over. He felt too confident. He was blocking shots like crazy. That's what we can't have. So when they play, Randall got to guard up on him immediately and force him to drive the ball. Because if he forces him to drive the ball, he's going to be forced to kick it, not hit the threes. I'd rather Wemby get a 2 than shoot for a 3. Because if he sees it goes in, it's lights out. Now, on the other side, let's say they're on the defense. If they're on the defense, I say Randall gotta guard him in the paint, and McDaniels has to be close by, and he has to be very alert when on defense, because Castle or Fox or so, they might be looking at Wemby for the easy paint shot with the easy bucket, right? So he has to be on the lookout. So when he sees them setting up a play for Wemby, he's got to go out into the middle and tries to block or try to help Randall defend against Wemby. So McDaniels basically, he has to be close. He has to be like in the mid-range area, the 3-point, where he can like close out on Wemby and also get back to his man if Wemby passes his man the 3-point shot. Now, what's going to really kill the Timberwolves is not having Edwards and DiVincenzo. Now, it's not to the point where you think, obviously, DiVincenzo's got that 3 and Edwards got the takeover badge. You know how he be shooting the 3, getting to the paint, doing whatever he feels like doing. Doesn't matter. You know how he be doing. So the reason why they're so important is because they're both amazing defenders. Castle, Fox, Vassell are all going to be a problem for a guard. For guards, those are tough problems. Not having Edwards and DiVincenzo is going to be terrible for the Timberwolves, because that's basically, there goes their defense. So that means in order for the Timberwolves to have a chance, they have to shut down Wemby early. Randall, guard him straight up, force him down low, then McDaniels help out. And then he goes switches, and then Daniels can go get the 3-point. Now, for the Spurs, for a 3-point shot, the Timberwolves got to make sure they have somebody on defense for Champagnie and make him uncomfortable. because he's been shooting lights out. I hope they take note and do that. On the offensive side, for the Timberwolves, it's gonna be tough for Randall to get a bucket. I'm not gonna lie, because Wemby's gonna be hounding him. He could put a body on Wemby, but Wemby's the defensive player of the year, unanimous defensive player of the year for a reason. He's gonna have to. They're gonna have to do something. It's gonna be very tough. So that's why I think it's gonna be a 4-0 or a 4-1, because I don't see an offense for them with a Wemby type player. And the Spurs, a lot of people don't talk about this. They don't talk about Cornette and what he does for the Spurs. When he comes off the bench and Wemby goes sits down, he's like a Wemby type replacement, to where he catches the lob, the layup, all of that stuff. He's like the he's more like the practice for the Spurs for when Wemby comes in, so they can do pick and rolls with him, do a play, drop a play with Cornette, and then when Wemby come in, they know what works, so then they can give it to the better guy and let him finish it or work on it. So Cornette would have to be on his A game to help out, because they're going to be pounding Wemby. Pause. So yeah. And also, the Spurs are not unbeatable. They are very beatable. One main issue that I see, the only issue I see with the Spurs, is they need a power forward. Yes, they literally have small guards and then Wembanyama. They literally just have small guards and Wembanyama. That is not good at all. Because Wemby, he's going to be the center. He plays a little bit power forward and center both at the same time. But if you have a power forward, he can play that mid-range. So then when they could pass it either to Wemby or him. So they pass it to him. They guard up. He could do a little dish pass to Wemby, make Wemby's offense around the glass much easier. And then if Wemby goes back to 3, he can stay around in the paint and get feeds. You can't have Cornette and Wemby on the same court, because Cornette is very limited with his offense. He cannot shoot a 3. He cannot shoot a mid-range. Cannot make a shot for himself. As long as he's in that paint, he's good. But outside the paint, nothing. All he does is run the offense with the other guys. And he's not even that good of a passer, too. So the Spurs are really missing that one power forward, because that power forward will help them tremendously. A power forward that can shoot mid-range, can also drive to the paint, and hit a 3 if they want. Because Wemby can't do that position alone. He needs that help, and that will help flex around. Because all the other teams, when they're going to come up and face the Spurs, they're going to see, okay, you have 4 guards on the floor and 1 very tall guy. So what do you think they're going to do? They're going to take advantage. They're going to take advantage. And some teams have the short guy on Wemby to try to get him in foul trouble. They've been doing that, which can set up the big guys to do their stuff while Wemby is focused on the small guy that's trying to hound him. So I say the Spurs need a power forward. They don't need like an amazing power forward. If you can get a power forward and still keep Castle, Vassell, Wemby, and Fox, and Penny, you're good. Those guys that I just named on the Spurs, they must stay. They're interchangeable. If you let one of them go, your team falls in stock. Look at the Cavs. They got Harden, and their team fell a little in the stock, and now they're struggling a lot, because now they have Harden, and they lost a few key pieces that helped their offense, like Hunter. He was amazing for the Cavs. Not with getting points, but he was amazing at flexing the floor, running the offense while Mitchell was to the bench. He had a very important role. They kicked him for a guy that does ISO ball and then does a bailout 3 point. But that's a rant for something else. Spurs dominate them 4-0, 4-1. We'll see what the Timberwolves do. Ant-Man ain't coming back. DiVincenzo definitely not coming back. So we'll see what happens.